Creating mixed media bottle art usually requires a great deal of time, patience, and skill. Today, I'm going to show you step by step how to create an eye catching masterpiece. No endless hours, saint like patience, or fancy skills required. I'm Melissa, and this is CraftCrumbs. Thank you for joining me. I cleaned the bottle with rubbing alcohol, and now it's time for step one, which is choosing a focal point. Ever since I picked up this Stamperia paper pack from Amazon, I've been wanting to do something with one of the female faces in this booklet. Because this is a half of a face, I'm going to use other elements to make this piece come together. I'm going to remove the blunt edges from the paper. I still have quite a bit white around the edges showing, so I'm going to use a dark mahogany shade ink and just cover those edges up so they blend in with the bottle. And now I'm going to use Mod Podge and cover the back of the paper as well as the bottle where I'll be laying it down. When you do this, it gives you a little bit more workability than if you were to just have glue applied to one side or the other. So if you lay it down and it seems a little wonky, you can move and shift it around this way. If you don't have Mod Podge on hand, just mix 2 parts regular PVA school glue with 1 part water. I'm just going to raise up the edges and reinforce them with more Mod Podge. Step two is to create a foundation around the focal point. Whatever you choose for the foundation, it should add texture and depth to the project. I'm going to use cheesecloth that I picked up at Walmart to create hair that will surround the female face. Once again, I'm going to use Mod Podge to get this down, and I'll use Mod Podge again over the cheesecloth, saturate it, and then we'll give it a good bit of time to dry. I really hope that you're subscribed to my channel so we can meet here time after time to do what we truly enjoy together. I allowed this to dry overnight, and now I can do some cleanup work. I want the cheesecloth to stop right at the bottom of the neck of the bottle. So I'm going to use my blade to go around and just trim off any ragged edges and give it a nice straight line. I'm using my razor blade to scrape off remnants of Mod Podge that doesn't need to be there. And then I'll wipe that down with alcohol. To cover the cheesecloth and make it look more like hair. I'm going to go over it with my ink blender and alcohol ink in the color amber. I'm just going to dab and blend that in. When I have all of the cheesecloth covered in ink, I'm going to take a dry paper towel and just kind of lightly dab over it to remove the excess, and this should speed up the dry time. I set this aside to dry for about 2 hours and I'm coming back to it. I used the paper towel again to dab over to see if I had anything coming off of the bottle, just ensuring that it's totally dry. I probably should have used a clean paper towel, but I could tell well enough that this ink was dry and ready to go. I'm going to add a substantial and elegant headpiece to the female face. I'm starting off with lace pieces that I cut from a larger doily. I often get comments on videos where we do more elegant pieces saying that not everybody has pieces like this in their stash. This particular doily I thrifted. It was a very large doily, almost a tablecloth size, and I cut it down into smaller pieces. Some of the other pieces came off of doilies as well, and some of the pieces were just lace trim that I picked up off of Amazon and cut down so I could use it for a multitude of crafts. And this makes it more cost effective. Any of the items that I picked up at Amazon will be linked down below for you, but I really encourage you to use whatever you have in your stash where possible. Look, don't go buying everything on the list because you are a crafter, my friend. You are resourceful. You have pretty things. This is not supposed to be difficult, and it's definitely not supposed to be expensive. Hopefully, my blabbing hasn't distracted you from the project because this piece is really beginning to come together. You may have noticed that I'm alternating between two different glues. I started off with glitter glue, which is a glue that was designed for glitter, but crafters just love it. I started with that and then realized that I couldn't use that to adhere the lace pieces to the cheesecloth. So I switched to fabric tack for those areas. And then where the flowers meet the paper, I'm using the glitter glue. I really like the precision tip on the glue bottle. It allows me to get some of the smaller pieces of the lace and glue them down without having a bunch of stuff gushing out around the sides. These very bright white pieces that you see me putting down are absolutely stunning. These came from a larger piece of trim that you'll find down below if you would like to check it out. So the flowers are layered and they're very thick and scrumptious. They look beautiful on this piece. They also have sort of a webbing around it, which adds a little bit more detail. The smaller flowers you see me putting down here in small clusters or individually were dyed either with tea or with food coloring. So that would be the pink, blue, and then I think you can tell which ones were tea dyed. None of these flowers were purchased individually. They all came as part of a trim or a doily, and I cut them apart. I typically cut them apart and dye them if I want to, and have them at the ready for projects like this when I need them. Creating things like this ahead of time and keeping them in my stash has really made crafting a lot more enjoyable. I used to spend hours pondering over what I was going to do, where I was going to put this. It's too many steps. Where do I start? But by creating things in advance, I've eliminated that stress. I have some of these gold flat back pearls that I'm going to put on here. I love when I go to a formal event and see females wearing beads in their hair, glistening things. That's what I'm going for with this look. Moving back to the other side with the flowers, some of these flowers already had little beads on them, and I wanted to boost up that appearance. So I'm going to take more flat back beads, this time in a pearl white, and just glue them to the fronts of some of the flowers. Let's work on the top of the bottle. I had a scrap piece of this beautiful pearl scalloped trim, I'm going to call it. This will be linked down below for you if you want to see the price or see what it's all about. And I'm going to use it to cover that rough edge of the cheesecloth. I'm going to use hot glue to wrap the top of the bottle with this beautiful wide decorative ribbon, but hot glue does not do very well on glass. So I'm first going to wrap the top with one piece of masking tape and then I'll glue the ribbon to that. As a finishing touch, I'm going to paint the top of the bottle with a metallic brushed gold paint. Here it is complete. I placed a strand of fairy lights that had a very small battery pack on the inside to illuminate this at night. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments and give this video a thumbs up. I sincerely appreciate you for being here until the end. You are the best part of this channel. If you're in the mood for a longer video with more DIY projects, check out one of these videos next. And until next time, my friend, don't forget to craft what you love.